do I have your permission to offend you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
For years, I've coached thousands of women across the country to become the women they've always wanted to be. This week, I'm traveling to Los Angeles, California to help some truly impressive women break through barriers to become unstoppable.
Hi, my name is Leah Armour. My goal is to have a vlog and a podcast. In my culture, which is West Indian culture, no one really talks about feelings and emotions, and then what you have is a bunch of depressed people who refuse to connect with each other because of a stigma. I really want to help change that.
You want to start a podcast on what particular area? Can you share that?
Polyamory. Just because the more that I find out about it, the more that I realize I've just always been that way.
Anything that we do, please forgive me, it should be a business.
Definitely.
And so, have you started yet? This is some of the mistakes that I see with a lot of us that start a podcast. We start coaching, we start speaking. Let's really talk about the following that you have right now. Because one thing that I see, even with, let's just do fashion, people who want to drop their own fashion line, they just come out, it's like, hey, I got my own fashion line. Hey, can you just buy? Like, nobody knows who you are yet.
Yeah.
So how about we do the back end work first? And that back end work. So if I went on your social, find yourself on Clubhouse for me.
Right here.
Alrighty, let's look at Clubhouse. So where's the podcast going to talk about? I know what you said, but on here, does it say anything about that?
Yeah, because I'm not trying to talk about having a podcast on Clubhouse yet.
Oh, why not?
Because I don't know, I feel like I'm not ready yet.
Oh, you're not ready? Oh, okay. Okay, so let me make sure I get this right, okay? Let me just make sure. I pretend like I'm someone in the audience. I'm listening, okay. So you're going to build your following and your fan base and all of that on a particular topic, a writer, as fashion and all of that. And then one day, you're just going to drop the bomb on them. And you're like, hey, I'm going to start a podcast about this.
Yeah.
We call that a bait and switch, my dear. So when are you going to drop it?
My birthday,
When's your birthday?
June 18th.
June 18th. So we can start discussing podcasts June 18th. So we're announcing that we're starting a new podcast on our birthday.
Oh, okay.
In 30 days, we're going to have our first series done. Find a program that is out there. When I say program, a coaching, a course, or something that talks about how do you start your first podcast. It's a thought in your head right now, but if it's not written down on paper, it doesn't get done. We do it because it's a passion, but you also understand that the world may not, quote unquote, be in the frame of mind of where you are. And so just understanding that you're gonna come against the grain a little bit. You know that, right? Go ahead,
Yeah.
you did that smile. What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I think it goes back to me being a rebel. Like I was raised in a very, very strict religion. I just couldn't fit into like the norms of that society for much longer. So I left when I was like 25, and then basically my entire world changed because then you get excommunicated. So it's like, okay, so I have to actually own being a rebel in their eyes.
Do you mind if I kind of help you shift the word that you say? You say rebel. And I understand why you're saying it, because it's like they probably told you were rebels. So you've titled yourself as a rebel. How about we just call it what it is? It's just your decision to do something different from everybody else. So as we come into the gym today, we're going to talk about breaking barriers. You tell me one of the things that you believe that is stopping you from getting to your next level.
I'm an overthinker, so I tend to psych myself out.
But one of the other things, Leah, I really want to talk to you about is that rebel word. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Being a rebel just means you're not thinking like everybody else, and you're taking the hard left instead of the easy right. So as we go through this exercise today about breaking barriers, we're going to break through that barrier of one, being an overthinker, and two, thinking being a rebel is a bad thing. You know, most people say when they're going to try something, oh, I'll try. Hey, Dr. Sonja, I'll try not to think about being a rebel. I'll try not to overthink. You're going to say, I will. So you're going to start out saying, I'll try, I will.
Okay, got it.
Got it?
I try, I will.
So I can focus, I just need to focus on myself.
So how was that for you?
That was amazing. I didn't know those words were so powerful.
So it seems like when you say I'll try, it's like, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
I will, what did that do? What
I
did it
felt
do?
something. Just like a surge of like strong energy. There's a difference when you actually decide to just go for it.
And as an overthinker, if you just go with I will instead of just thinking all the details and all of that, just get started.
Yeah.
I want you to have a product or a service eventually that's going to come out of this. Not a bad thought, huh?
Yeah.
We need to figure out what this product and service is.
Yeah.
So 10 people that invest $1,000 to learn more about whatever it is that you offer. Your podcast is hot. That's great. But the podcast is not really going to get you here. It's the things that are affiliated with that, and it's the clients that you get from here. So as you're creating this podcast, I want you to have in the back of your mind here in the very near future, within 90 days of starting your podcast, we need to have a product or a service. But it has to be something that you can offer to people for $1,000. That's $10,000 a month. That's just the beginning of it.
It's exciting.
Got it? All right.
This week has been amazing. I wish I was with Dr. Sonja all the time because I just always need that push and that drive and that motivation. I loved it. It was awesome. I learned to just do more instead of just thinking and of all the possibilities. Just start. That was the most important thing.
You cut me loose and set me free.
Okay, unfold your arms, please. You can't do that in the camera. Okay, what's your line? Go for it.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. So, I know. So what's your line? Okay. That's not there. No,
I gotta do this.
yeah, you get mine. There we go. Anybody else want some of this? Anybody want some of this?